Now, if you've ever wanted to try flying an actual airliner, particularly almost an actual cockpit of an Airbus A320. Now, you can, from the comfort of the city and the safety of the ground, we were talking about this for weeks actually. It's been
No,
hard
you
to
got
get.
me all excited with your stories about this.
Oh, I've never been there, pero it's so I'm excited because I was putting aviation in particular with our guest here, David de Koenigswarter. Thank you so much for joining us here, looking sharp as
Thank
per
you.
usual.
Thanks for having me. I'm happy to be here.
I mean, like, and I was
He
always
actually
talking
looks
about
like he's
this.
going to be hosting this show.
Oo nga eh.
Yeah.
No, I'm perpetually underdressed. But then, because just a bit of a background, this guy's a pilot, right? This guy's a pilot. He's also an athlete and a musician. Pero we're gonna focus on the aviation part of your life, okay? Sputnik, how did that start out?
So basically, during COVID, the job market for pilots is really not doing very well. I was in between two airlines at the time, and when COVID happened, basically the whole aviation industry shut down. I started a live stream on Facebook using a flight simulator to try and teach my friends how to fly the Airbus. And I had a tita who was like, "Hey, you should put this online. It's pretty cool." So I did. I started streaming it, and people started following.
Yeah.
So that kind of led to us building this community where we were just teaching people how to fly. Long story short, moving forward, it turned into what it is now, which is basically a business. It's a full-on business where the goal is really to motivate the next generation of pilots.
And you started in Clark, and then you moved to Manila a couple years later. What was the whole process like? What were the challenges, and how have things changed since that move?
Well, the reason why we were in Clark was because we were working with a flying school that didn't have a lot of simulator use because of the whole COVID thing.
Yeah.
So they looked at us, since we were real pilots running it, they said, why don't you run this sim for non-pilots and let's try and, gain some business here.
Right.
Yeah.
So we used it in the guise of us doing recreational teaching, right? Fast forward again to now, we basically put together the whole plan, the whole business plan and all that, and it looked profitable enough and looked sustainable, more importantly. And now we have our own facility where we play football.
Yeah, actually, right beside it. Yeah. That's why I know about it, to be honest.
But you've never tried.
I've never tried it. I'm afraid I might kick the ball in the wrong place. So, but the thing, David, that really caught my eye is that you're also catering to really young kids, like grassroots, the youth, trying to get more people into aviation. It's a bug that I know you can't really shake once you get into it.
Yeah.
How has the reception been like when you reached out? So to the kids, sa mga bata talaga, because I think they even had a summer program for that. Ako dati, nagsa-summer camp ako ng basketball ng 2 linggo, 3
usually
linggo.
sports eh.
Oo,
right?
usually sports.
Yeah.
Ito, hey, fly a plane.
Well, interestingly enough, we're both former athletes. Well,
Yeah.
I say I'm a former athlete.
No, you're more a former athlete than me. Yeah.
We're using the foundation of athletes, which is
Okay.
using the way that we teach. We bring up kids, and it's supposed to be like a grassroots program for football and for basketball and all
Yeah.
that. We're taking what we know from sports into this, where we want to make sure that kids are brought up in a grassroots level towards becoming professional aviators. There's a lot to be developed. It's not just simply getting into a cockpit and flying an aircraft.
Yeah.
There's a lot of maturity involved. So we're trying to develop things like thought process, the pros and the cons of making big decisions, because that's really what pilots do. So now that we can cater to the youth, we try to instill these sort of responsibilities in making decisions in these simulators for them to see what it's like and whether they're cut out for it or not in the future. So yeah.
So as soon as the guest enters the cockpit, can you walk us through that experience? So what do they do once they're there?
Well, we have a whole facility, so it's not simply just a simulator. We have a lounge, we have a briefing room, we have a
Okay.
jet bridge with the sounds of what you hear in an airport.
Okay.
So it's kind of psyching out the kid into being like, wow, I'm really in an airport with passengers and a reception and lounge and all that. And it's preparing them so when they walk into that cockpit, they'd be like, wow, this is really
This is
cool.
the real thing.
Yeah, and this is what I want to do when I grow older.
Yeah.
This is a career. So, we take them through the whole thing. Everyone is trained in the facility to be very professional and very airline-like.
Right.
Right. because that's the whole point. You come here for you come to us for an experience, and that experience is supposed to be, worthwhile.
Yeah, we're actually seeing some of the videos right now
are
over
we?
there.
Okay.
And I
it's,
read that
it's
they can
insane.
actually choose which airport.
Yeah, we have basically the whole world's
Okay.
database.
That's so interesting.
Yeah, and for those wondering, because there is a dog staring at us right now with the logo. Konting background naman dun.
That is my dog.
Yes.
His name
Okay.
his name is Sputnik. He is he's quite old now. He's a 13-year-old Labrador.
Okay.
And during COVID, my wife helped me name this because we really didn't have a plan for this at all.
Yeah.
And the dog, who was very close to us, was
The
just
dog had the plan.
pretty much.
Yeah.
He was just sitting there looking at me one day, and he goes, "I was thinking, what do we call this? What do we call this?" And my wife Steph was like, "Let's call it Sputnik Aviation. We need a name." Okay, so Sputnik sitting there looking, and it's kind of a corny spin to that, but really it was so unplanned that we had to stick with the name because it gained a lot of popularity pretty quickly.
Oh, that's so funny.
So-
I like how Paning was not offended that it was named after the dog and not her.
Well, she gets upset when I don't say that she named.
Okay,
the company.
that's the
Okay.
important part. That's the important part.
At least,
Uh-oh.
that there's a disclaimer.
Yeah.
But I think that will attract the kids also once they enter and then they see that dog like, ooh, if a dog can fly a plane, then I can too.
Yeah.
But so you have a future flyer program for the kids and zero knowledge sessions for adults. How do you tailor the experience differently across these age groups?
One thing we noticed about first timers here is they're very overwhelmed by all the buttons and all the things you need to know, because that simulator that we have is actually a training level simulator used by real pilots. We try to kind of dumb it down a bit, keep it very simple and keep it fun, because we believe that if you want to be interested in something, you got to actually enjoy it at least in the very beginning.
Yeah.
Then you kind of go into the nitty-gritty later on, right? But we just try to keep it very simple, straightforward. We want to take you from here to here. You do a PA. Your parents are at the back listening, very proud, taking photos and all of that. So the goal is after this session, you walk out of here with this big smile and you're like, I want to become a pilot. That's it. And so far, I don't think we've had one customer kid that hasn't walked out of there and said, I want to be a pilot. They all say, I want to be a pilot. This is what I want to do.
I like how you specified kid. But
Was there any kid who totally blew your mind behind the controls?
You know what? You know how parents nowadays are like, I don't want my kid to be on the iPad. I don't want them to play Roblox
Yeah.
and all these
Yeah.
things. The kids that we've seen that come in who are good at video games
Yeah.
are very good
Yeah.
at handling an aircraft. Because it's the same thing. It's hand-eye coordination,
Yeah.
it's all these things. So we had a kid yesterday that came who was like really into like Roblox and
Yeah.
all that. And
yeah.
she just did it really well.
Yeah.
She was
Wow.
following the indications very well and very stable on the controls.
wow.
Okay, so I'm not stopping my daughter from doing her video games.
She
Yes.
could, she could be a pilot
Yeah.
soon. Maybe she should go through Sputnik.
Maybe.
Yeah. You mentioned it's also professional training level. So does that mean you actually do have professionals come in as well to, I'm basically freshen up and train as well?
Yeah. So at the moment we are not CAP certified, but what we do is more of mentorship and coaching. So if you're a real pilot preparing for an airline assessment coming up, or you're just trying to sharpen up your skills off the record, the fidelity of the simulator is the same, almost exactly the same as what we would use in the airline. So. A lot of them come over to practice for their assessments and preparations for bigger and more official training. Yeah.
Have any of your clients moved on from, being a simulation rookie into flying an actual plane?
Yes.
Whoa.
Proudly say yes. A lot of them I met during COVID with this live stream thing.
Yeah.
We kind of developed them flying on Flight Simulator during the pandemic. And a few of them are now flying in the local airlines already, flying the real Airbus, flying real passengers.
Yeah.
Which to me, it makes me very proud to know that we were a part of that journey. of
Yeah.
theirs.
Wow. Did you think that you would be a mentor at however young we actually are?
Let's not talk
Let's not talk
how
about
young.
that. Yeah.
No, I never thought of that. It was more just me and my passion about aviation. But I guess it kind of, people kind of just ended up seeing that passion and being attracted to that passion. And similarly, with all the technology available to kids now, with all these flight simulators are so realistic.
Yeah.
It's available to anyone as long as you have a computer at home and some time on your hands. You can have flights.
Has this changed the way you looked at your career, your job? Because some people, they're pilots, they're just pilots. You've turned it into a business, an extension of your life away from the cockpit by actually putting another sort of cockpit somewhere else. I mean, like, how has that changed the way that you've approached this job, this industry?
It pushes me to learn more because as professional pilots, we are continuously learning. We're always in simulator sessions, training for emergencies and all that. But owning this business and developing, knowing that I develop more, especially younger kids, it forces me to study more, deeper and deeper into the things that I want to talk about and share to recreationalists who want to become pilots. It's not simply about operating the aircraft now, but it's also teaching a mindset, how to be mature about making decisions and following procedures and following checklists and all of these things and working around these rules.
Now, David, behind the simulator doors, there's a team that brings this to life. So who are your engines? Who are the people working with you? Do you have pilots, other pilots also as a part of your team?
Yeah, we have a bunch of real-world pilots, licensed pilots who do this on the side because they just really love it as well.
Okay.
We have a lot of graduates, like tourism graduates, aviation tourism, and AMT, or like aircraft maintenance. They work with us. They do marketing. They fix the simulator. So it's a bunch of aviation people.
Okay.
But we also I do hire actually a lot of non-pilots. We have a lot of these flight simmers, we call them, who are just really addicted to flight simulator, and they're really good.
Okay.
So I hire some of them, and they do the recreational stuff, and they teach the kids, and they're really good at it. They're super passionate about it. So I believe as long as you're really passionate about the career, you will go far. And those are the guys I want to develop. And we consider ourselves to be a training institution or a developmental type of an institution where we bring in people, kids, younger ones, and we develop them so that they go forth onwards to bigger and better places. Yeah.
It's great that we're doing this and we're talking about aviation because let's be fair also, because in the news lately, aviation has not had the best rep, especially with certain disasters here and there. I mean, it's always hard to just look at that and assess, but then how important is it that this could actually dispel some of those fears when it comes to aviation?
Yeah, actually, we do a fear of flying package.
Really?
We have
okay, how does that go?
We have a bunch of nervous flyers, especially the regular flyers. They come in and they're like, every time I get on a plane, I'm like shaking, I'm crying, and I'm like, we have this program where we take them in there. We give them enough knowledge about what's going on because, in my opinion, most of the fear comes from the unknown.
Yeah.
You don't really know what's going on as a passenger. Even me, when I'm a passenger, I sit at the back. I'm like, it's like, I don't know about some of you guys, but when I drive or when I'm a passenger in a car, I don't feel very comfortable. I feel like I'd be more comfortable actually driving the car.
Yeah. I know what you feel,
Yeah, so when we have these nervous flyers come in, we just show them what goes on, what is the thought process of a professional pilot, what are we doing, what is turbulence all about, and when they kind of get a grip of that, it kind of calms them down a bit. And we've had good feedback from some of these clients. So.
I'm curious, meron bang part sa simulation na parang, okay, so there's turbulence,
Umaalog ba yung simulator?
do you actually prepare them for situations like that? Kasi syempre, di ba, like technical issues, do you create that as part of the simulation also? Or?
100%. Our simulator has all the capabilities to induce any type of failure or emergency or something like that. So obviously we don't choose the crazy ones for them because we don't want to go through that whole thing. But what we do is we give them certain failures where because the aircraft will alert you. It'll alert the pilot. So we'll go boom, it'll go ping, and then the flight instructor will say, okay, so this is what we do. When we're faced with a situation like this, it tells us what to do. Our thought process is, do we need to divert now? Are the passengers okay?
Oh, that's good.
You know, if they're not, where do we go? What airports are open?
Right.
And before the flight, we actually show them how we plan a flight, because a lot of the flight comes in the flight planning stage before we even depart.
Yeah,
So we explain these things.
I just flashed back to the movie Sully, the whole flight simulator scene there. But yeah, I mean, like we can go on and on talking about this, but let's talk about the future for Sputnik. Like, what plans do you have moving forward? Obviously, you have a fantastic facility. At the moment, you're already catering to kids. What's the next step in your mind?
We've been being pushed forward by a lot of people to go into actual official training. And, well, the cat's out of the bag at this point. We've actually submitted our intention to the authorities to apply to become an official training institution here in the Philippines. So we'll be focusing on a lot of very specific types of training, but we want to focus where we're good at. We don't intend on buying aircraft.
Right.
Yeah.
We're going to focus on the simulator stuff and hopefully develop through our network of universities and schools. We want to make sure we develop a good set of grassroots, all the way from kids all the way up to professionals, so that we have a good new breed of aviators coming up in the next 10, 20 years.
For those who want to check you guys out, where can they find you online?
You can check us out at SputnikAviation.com. We're on Facebook, Instagram, at Sputnik Aviation. All of our information's there. If you guys have any questions, please feel free to send us any message. Our team will be available anytime to get back to you. Hope to see you there.
All right. So you know what, Anne? Can I just say, David is here because he skipped tennis to join us.
Thank you very much.
And not just that.
What?
We were talking about how athletes we are. The best athlete in the room is seated on the couch right now. Pwede ba pa-swing over sa couch po natin? No? David de Koenigswarter
My better half
is here
She'll
in
be
the
our next
house.
guest.
Maybe one time.
Yes.
Yeah, but she was also the reason why she came, because David would not reply. Paneng would.
Oh, wow. Guilty as charged.
Yes, but thank you so much for joining us
Thank you,
again.
David.
Really
So much for
appreciate
having
you for
me.
being on the show. All right, that's David de Koenigswarter, founder of Sputnik Aviation.